What's up, guys? This episode is going to be epic. It's about a young couple that's rich, famous, and now they're being charged. It's crazy. The Secret Service, the DOJ, they're all on them, and today they made the news. And we're going to go through their story, how they defrauded over 10,000 people here in Texas, primarily African Americans, on millions based on their scam or Ponzi scheme that they were running. And it's been going for years. So let's dive in real quick and find out how they screwed up.
The show couple from North Texas has been convicted in connection with a multi-million-dollar pyramid scheme. Marlon and LaShonda Moore are accused of defrauding more than 10,000 people during the pandemic to the tune of $25 million.
Yes, this is a story that our Meredith Yeomans first brought you back in 2021. Tonight, she has the update.
Marlon and LaShonda Moore appeared in a Collin County courtroom 4 years ago.
I think the truth will come to light.
To face civil charges filed by the Texas Attorney General's office.
No comment at this time.
The case ended with a $10 million judgment against them. Now the couple, accused of running a pyramid scheme out of their Prosper home, has been criminally convicted in federal court.
And we were just played. We were played with our feelings. We were promised the money. We didn't get it.
Rosetta Fleming says she and her husband invested more than $6,000 with the Moores, were guaranteed returns on their investment, and promised refunds if they weren't satisfied.
We didn't look at it as like it was a gamble. We look at it like it was something out there that could help us, pay the bills, feed our children.
Through the program called BENT, or Blessings in No Time, she says members were organized on playing boards and were told they'd be blessed or paid for recruiting new members at each level. But Fleming says she never received a dime or the refund they requested.
So here's the thing before I keep playing this. And this is for anyone out there that's looking to invest, right? So if you ever meet anyone that's selling you an investment vehicle or whatever, it's a blessing in no time, whatever it is, you have to exercise caution. You have to be careful and do your own due diligence. Now, we all know that not everybody is financially savvy. I get that, but there's something called human nature. And it's important to understand this one thing. If anyone is going to tell you you can put in some money and invest with them and they guarantee you 100% return, run. Because I want to explain to people that when you invest, there's no guarantee that you're going to make a specific return. When people invest millions of dollars opening casinos, they have an anticipation that they're going to be making money, but there's no guarantee they're going to be making money. If you start a restaurant, there's no guarantee you're going to have customers. You cannot control those people. It's the same thing if you start a new website, a new Facebook, or whatever. There's no guarantee. So when you're investing, you need to understand that if you meet someone who's going to come at you and tell you, hey, you invest this much, which is $6,000 here, and they were expecting $11,000. What kind of investment is this? And you don't even understand the reasoning and how the investment actually works. Because I'm looking at the diagram they showed earlier, it's a pyramid scheme. You come in, you have to add X amount of money, and then they're going to come up with structures in such a way that you cannot get your money back. And of course, they're going to say if you wanted a refund, you can get your refund because they want to make sure people come in. However, the probability of you getting your refund back is little to none. So this is exactly what happened. She was told she could get a refund and obviously never got a dime.
They were African Americans as well, and they were taking advantage of us.
In a federal indictment, the Department of Justice says the Moores targeted the African American community during the COVID-19 pandemic with false and misleading statements and promises regarding high returns to unlawfully enrich themselves, then tried to conceal their scheme.
Because they specifically stated no other race, no other group of people, no social media.
After a 4-day trial in Sherman, a federal jury found the Moores guilty Friday of conspiracy to commit wire fraud, and money laundering. The couple, who once appeared on a reality show, Family or Fiancé, now faces decades in prison when they're sentenced later this year.
Now, I want to keep this and let you guys understand one thing, all right? This is huge. It's been going for a while, but they're going through the sentencing right now. So they went to court recently, and they're going to be sentenced at the end of this year, 2026. Now, this has started a long time ago, 2021 and so on. And this is how big it is. The Secret Service was on them. The Texas Attorney General of the state of Texas was also on them. The DOJ, Department of Justice, was also on them, to the point where they actually even made it to the show American Greed. American Greed. I mean, this is huge, multi-million-dollar scheme being unveiled from a couple that was, basically what these guys did. They were using their celebrity status. He started and, became popular, was on BET or whatnot. They ended up on the Breakfast Club. They ended up on the a dating show, Fiancé. What was it? Fiancé, Family or Fiancé on the Oprah Network.
Congratulations on your engagement.
And I think they decide to get married from the show or whatnot. It's a beautiful story as far as where they started and the journey that took them to where they are. But the craziness is this. I don't know when they crossed the line between being, legit and going rogue. And that's the problem. I think they're a beautiful couple. The worst thing is they're young. They've wasted their lives away. Basically, what they're doing is they're using their status, right? They went through different TV shows. They've been publicly, made famous because of their accomplishment and everything they've done. And they've created this networking thing where it's like you can join this network and you have to bring in money to this pool, and then you have to recruit people into this pool. And that's where they actually messed up, because now you structured this whole thing into a pyramid scheme. And that's exactly the definition of a pyramid scheme. It's a bunch of people, they're pulling money together, and they're supposed to recruit more people to bring more money, and then and so on and so forth. And they enrich themselves from all the money coming in. And this is crazy because this was in Prosper, Texas. This started years ago, literally close to home. I lived just 5-10 minutes from Prosper. And this is a young couple that were doing fantastic, doing well, doing great, but I think they got carried away. And this is to all the aspiring, young couples that want to do it big and make it to the top or whatnot. Whatever you do, make sure you do your stuff legit. It doesn't matter. Fame is not worth it. You don't want to get in trouble just because you want the flashy lifestyle. You want the flashy, houses and all that stuff. So the story with these guys is that they were in the eyes of the public. They were everywhere. So because of that, they were influencers, they were stars basically, and people entrusted them. And of course, they wanted to say that, hey, we're investing and we want to, help the African American community. And that's the reason why they started this BINT program, which was a pyramid scheme. It's really, really crazy when I think about it. It's a waste of people's resources and time and effort. And I can't even imagine how many lives they've impacted, because they've basically touched over 10,000 people. I mean, he had the personality. He was really good at what he was doing, which is great. I mean, if you're talented, then shoot for the stars. I totally respect that. I love the ambition. I love the hustle, but you got to stay legit no matter what you do, man. You really need to stay legit. And it's sad because these guys are facing years in prison. Years, over 25 million. 10,000 families lost all of their savings. They've had a judgment against them for 10 million for restitution a few years back, but now they're going through federal sentencing, which is insane. They started the Ponzi scheme. They started going into real estate. They wanted to make sure they're a celebrity couple, and that's really what got them. They ended up in different shows trying to publicize themselves, and then were basically able to get the trust of the black community, and that's when they leveraged that to be able to pull this scheme. And quite frankly, it's a bit disappointed, because it's like people work so hard for their money, and when you trust people, this is what happens if you're not careful. So to all the people, just to sum this up, make sure you play safe, make sure you're smart, and use some common sense. You guys, I'm gonna put the link to this video in the description below, so you can feel free to watch the entire video. I want to just save you guys time from this, just because it's quite lengthy and there's a lot of audio and music for copyright reasons. I'm not gonna play the entire thing. But that being said, hope you liked it. Make sure you like, comment below, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys in the next video.